Hi, everyone, and welcome to our first ever live RW chat with your co-hosts, me, Alexis, and Kim, CL, and Robin. Today, we're going to talk about the topic of jealousy because that's what tomorrow night's chat is about on hashtag RW chat on Twitter at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Pacific. We wanted to do this because jealousy is the kind of thing that can get in the way of forming meaningful relationships with other authors. And the four of us have been in this group for a couple of years now, at least. And we've weathered some ups and downs together. And we just wanted to talk about it and explore that a little bit more and kind of set the stage for tomorrow's chat. So my name is Alexis Daria, and my Twitter handle is at Alexis Daria.
I'm Chelsea. You know me on Twitter as CL Polk.
I am Kimberly Bell on Twitter as @BellRomance.
Robin Lovett here at LoveItRomance on Twitter.
Alexis, you sound super professional.
Thank you.
Got our radio announcer voice on for it. For the people who only make it through the first 10 seconds, they're going to think we ever shit way together.
Oh, good. That's what we want. So let's talk about jealousy. I have something that I could say about it, but maybe I shouldn't go first.
No, you should go first.
I should go. Okay.
Make us all feel better.
So don't hate me, but I
No
don't
hating.
really get jealous that much about professional stuff. I get jealous about plenty of other things. I'm like, oh, she's so skinny, but like that's the kind of stuff. Whereas with professional achievements, there are times like when Chelsea got her agent and book deal last year, and I thought about it. You know, I was so happy for her, and we were going back and forth about everything that was happening in our little group chat that we have on the side. And I was thinking, am I jealous? This is the kind of situation where somebody might get jealous. And I examined my feelings and all that good shit. And I was like, nope, not really feeling jealous. Like, I'm okay with where I am right now. I know the work that I've been putting into it. I knew that I had been querying, and then I had stopped querying that book and decided to write another book that I hadn't yet started to query. And it really was this feeling of all in good time, and it is going to happen. And part of the reason I think that I don't feel it is because of other issues where I turn it all back on myself and go, well, I'm just a failure anyway because of XYZ. So that's more the kind of thing that I have to work on. It's not so much the jealousy.
The interesting thing for me, because when Chelsea got her book deal, that made you the last one of us that wasn't agented. And I think there's two sides to it. Like, there's the possibility that you would be jealous, but then there's the rest of us like trying to tiptoe around it in case it hurts your feelings. Like,
Oh my God, yes.
it was really great that it didn't, because that would have been really cumbersome.
As I was definitely worried that you would, maybe not worried that you would feel jealous, but that, I don't know.
That I might feel bad or something.
Feel left out. But I didn't want to bring it up because I thought that would make it worse.
I was okay being the last one because I knew it was going to happen, and I would have felt worse, I think, if I hadn't been.
Yeah.
So I was like,
really?
I'm totally cool.
Oh, you would have
Probably
felt
should have
worse
said
for
something
us?
then, but I didn't think of it.
You and I have that sort of same thing. Like, we'd rather take on like the lesser or the shittier role because we can handle it. Like, we don't have as many feelings as other people.
Okay, this is really silly, but I have to tell you that I never actually thought about you getting jealous, Alexis, because I knew that you knew that this was a complete fluke. That it just happened completely by accident.
For you, Chelsea?
Yes. Oh, totally did.
No, it was
Totally deserved
17 years in the making. Come on.
This is first rule of pub club stuff.
Pub club. Alexis, I have to say, I'm so in awe of the way you don't feel jealous, because I literally feel jealous about everything. And like, I like have to be the best, and it's like kind of a problem. But you did say something in your one post that was so great about how you can use it for motivation. You haven't mentioned that, like, because that is
Well,
really
I think that's where envy comes in.
Yeah.
Envy is kind of a step up, or not quite to jealousy yet in my mind, where you look at something that somebody has or has done or an accomplishment or whatever, and you go, I really want that too. And rather than letting it turn into jealousy, like, I wish I had what they had and that they didn't have it, it's more like, okay, how did they get there? What did they do? And how can I replicate that so that I can get there too?
Well, there is, I forget where I heard it from, but a long time ago in one of my old careers, someone had said, like, somebody else having something, they didn't take anything from you. You haven't lost anything. And so in those cases, like, it is illogical to be jealous. I get envious. I definitely want what some people have.
Mhm.
And I am very competitive. But like with romance, especially with romance, there's romance readers spend over $100 a month on books. It's like 80% of the fiction book market. Like, there's plenty of room for everyone to be successful. Like, we are not putting out books as fast as readers want them. Like, so.
Also, on the topic of jealousy that you mentioned, Robin, I don't get jealous about professional achievements in publishing. In school, I definitely wanted to be the best.
Oh, but wow, how are those two? So publishing and school for me are so linked. Like, I've basically, like, my editor and my agent are like now my teachers that I'm looking for good grades from. And when I don't get good grades, like, or somebody gets a better grade than me, that's when I get jealous. How are they not linked to school for you? Because they're so
That's
linked.
a much longer conversation.
Oh, okay, maybe that's for another week.
Yeah.
Ask me a
For
question.
me, and I will admit way too much about myself right now. Hello.
Go do it.
I dropped out of high school freshman year, and I went to college, but only as like lip service because my mom made me because I was 15. So I went to a junior college and I took like 2 classes a day and skipped them both. But I have never questioned that I am brilliant and that I will be successful, and it has nothing to do with academic achievement for me because I quit. I was like, nope, this is stupid. I'm not doing this.
Yeah, I mean, I had a interesting schooling as well, but it was this weird dynamic of I wanted to be the best, but I also didn't want everybody to know I was the best, but I kind of wanted them to, but I didn't want the attention of that. Like, it was very complicated. I even still feel some of that where I want to be doing well, but I don't want to announce the achievements because I don't know how that will make other people feel.
Well, and I definitely started, like, when I started, Chelsea knows this because she got to hear all of my egotistical bullshit in the very beginning. Like, I wanted to bust in like the Kool-Aid Man and destroy the genre. I wanted to kill it. And
You had world domination plans. Like, it was like a legit thing.
It's not I did. I do have world domination. But the longer we've done RW chat and like the farther we've gone with that, like, the community is so strong. We started the chat because we wanted everyone to do better. We wanted everyone to feel more confident and to support each other. Especially people who didn't have access to that support, whether you're too far from a chapter or in my case, writers groups and chapters didn't work out for me. I don't play super well with others. So I'm really happy about you three. But like that, I think that has definitely helped me tone down my fierce competitiveness, because that is kind of the root of jealousy. Because I do want really good things for everyone.
And it's true. I mean, what some people might not know is that Kim and Chelsea, oh, there's an echo somewhere. Are you guys hearing that?
I'm not hearing
It was
it.
kind of echoey.
You got it, Chelsea?
It was kind of echoey.
All right,
It's
it seems
better.
okay now.
Fix it.
Chelsea and Kim founded RW Chat, I don't know when, 2 or 3 years ago. I can't remember.
3.
And then Robin and I joined a little later from having participated in the chat. And then after Robin, Kim, and I hung out at RWA in 2015 at Nationals. So I don't quite remember when it happened or how. It just kind of did. I think I was very pushy in like a DM group about all 4 of us being friends. But somehow we got to that point. But I do remember, Kim, after Chelsea got her deal and you were almost done with whatever next book you had to turn in, you said to me, after I get this book turned in, you are my project, Alexis, and we were going to get you a freaking agent and a book deal and all that other stuff. And then I did it. But also, you, Kim and Chelsea made a prediction for me on when it was going to happen, and pretty much almost to the day. So, rock on, publishing profits.
I mean, come on.
It's really amazing.
And I think that probably also made it easier, like, not to tiptoe around that with you being the last one, because like we knew it was going to happen. It wasn't a question of if it was going to happen, it was just when. If for some reason we had suspected that you were never going to get a deal, it might have been a little different in the handling. But yeah, no, I mean, we were certain of that. You worked way too hard.
But I have to say, there's still been like this, having this group has really helped me to know that, I don't know, I feel jealousy every step of the way, pretty much. Like, it's almost a weekly thing. Like this week I was having definite envy over the fact that Alexis got more hits on her post on the blog than I did. Like, everything for me is literally a competition. And I have to stop myself and go like, no, this is great. We all benefit from the fact that Alexis wrote a great post, and that it's a group benefit thing, and that it's more about how much we gain from each other than it is about anyone's individual achievements, and how much we learn from each other. That's been the amazing thing, that we literally can like trade off things, and even if something goes well for one of us, we're learning as we go the benefits of it, and if something goes badly, just as much so.
Robin,
Right.
you and I were prepped to be huge nightmares during Read a Week. I know, I was a nightmare. Like, I saw it happening. Like, Alexis got her Golden Heart nomination, and I had to stop myself from being myself and being like, I'm really happy for you. Congratulations. Today is your day. This is not about the fact
I
that
saw you do it in the chat. She was like going, I will be happy for Alexis. I am happy for her. I'm going to say it again. I am happy for Alexis.
Like, I had to shut my shit down.
Genuine discipline.
Well, because you guys were great, and like, I had to shut my shit down because it's whoever's on top. Like, we have to celebrate that. Like, and it's not me today, but it can't always be me. So, yeah, that was, and it wasn't that I was jealous of Alexis. It was that I was working on my internal hater, just in general.
And I think what we also have to point out is that Kim was also nominated for Golden Heart 2 years ago. And that jealousy doesn't have that kind of rational kind of boundary.
And I get really honest, because we have an ongoing Google Hangouts chat, and then we talk on video every week. And I get really honest about my stuff, because I think that's the way that you handle it. There's a giant dog in my background. Is like, for me, I have to name the demon. I have to say, like, for me, it's ego. Ego is the biggest thing. Like, I have to say that I expect to get this, and when it doesn't happen, I'm going to be awful. Like, and it's not, you know, like, we talked about that. It's like, it's not, and if I didn't deserve it, which I didn't, I've read all those books, and they're right, those books are better than mine, then it's totally fine, and I can get over it. But before I know that, before I can prove it to myself, I have to. But I have to admit it. Like, that's for me, because otherwise it sits there and it just gets. And what you wrote, Robin, about how repressing your feelings just gives them more power, it just makes them grow. I absolutely believe that. Like, we talk about that with reviews and stuff. Like, if you're mad, let the hate out. Do it in a controlled environment where no one's going to see you or record you or quote you. But just let the hate out, because otherwise it's going to eat you up.
Yeah, it will.
I mean, that's why it's so important, I think, to have these kind of groups. Like, we don't talk about all this stuff on Twitter. Like, we don't go to Twitter or Facebook or whatever and go, I'm feeling really whatever about XYZ. We go into our private chat and we go, okay, all my feelings, and let it out there in this safe environment with people that we trust.
I'm gonna be
Which was something that
15 minutes, bear with me.
Avery Flynn and Kimberly Kincaid talked about at a conference that Robin and I went to last month, where they did this talk on jealousy, and it became a discussion with all of the women who'd gone to it. And it was one of the things that prompted us to do a chat on this. There was just so much to say.
And the thing that I took away most from that workshop was their emphasis on talking about it amongst each other. And that was the thing that I was like, whoa, really? I can talk about this? Like, 'cause as much as like we do talk about stuff, like I don't get to say like, oh my God, I'm afraid that like, you know, what you got is better than mine. And I don't get to say that very often. And too, quite literally, because I know, you know, I play the game with myself that I feel so jealous and I shouldn't feel so jealous, and then I judge myself for it, and I have to take a step back and really talk myself down from it, and learn how to talk about it. And that's why it's so great that we're chatting about it and doing this chat, and tomorrow we're going to learn what everybody else has to say, so that's going to be pretty awesome.
Well, and Robin, you've had a rough road, because like you
disappeared.
Uh-oh, we lost you, Kim.
Did we lose Kim?
Yep.
Uh-oh. Maybe she'll come back.
Chelsea, do you have any thing that you want to add?
I always kind of acknowledge the fact that whenever I feel jealous, what I really feel is afraid. And what I'm feeling afraid of is like that I'm letting myself down. And it's a really silly thing to believe. So when I break it down and I say, what am I afraid of? I say, I'm afraid that I'm not, you know, doing my career fast enough. And when I say it like that, I realize that it's ridiculous, because there is no minimum speed for your writing career.
Yeah, exactly. And everybody's speed is different, and there's no right and wrong way, and it just is the way it is. So
I think
looks
that's
like I'm not sure we're getting.
I don't know what happened with Kim, but I feel like that's a healthier way to go about it than well, it's all my fault anyway. So
oh God. Or yeah. Well, or demeaning the, like, I think the way I rationalize like contests and stuff is be like, oh well, but that wasn't my best book anyway, so that's why I didn't, like, I have to demean my work somehow, and that makes it okay that I didn't achieve something, and rationalize it. And but really it's the fear of not being adequate, and like Chelsea said, it's just about fear.
Mm-hmm. And it might be a topic for another time, this feeling of demeaning even our accomplishments and not just the things that didn't happen that we wanted to happen.
Yeah, that is another
that's a different chat.
Enjoy being able to relish in our accomplishments. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Kim, you're back.
I am sorry, my stuff is gonna probably keep freezing because of that.
No, it's fine. Well, we should probably get into wrap-up zone unless you had something else.
No, I hope everybody enjoys hearing us talk about it. Part of my inner narcissism, but
I know. I love seeing myself on camera. It satisfies the latent diva in myself.
All right, so we will see everybody on Sunday at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern to talk more about jealousy, and I hope this kicks off the conversation. Bye, guys.
Bye.